Ranthan Kharak. It brings a smile when I talk about it because we have so much of contribution in it. So I'll tell you that full story. Now, if you know that most of our treks in Uttarakhand is in the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand, almost all. And we didn't have any treks in Kumaon. And we have always tried to have a trek in Kumaon, like, Kumaon has Pindari Glacier, Kafnu Glacier, and Sundardunga, the n number of Milam Glacier, a lot of Nanda Devi East, a lot of treks are there. But whenever we have tried to do these treks, it has never sat too well with us. Because either trekkers' interests were low, or, we just did not get enough support in that region to launch these treks. But we were very keen to launch a trek in Kumaon, but it always stayed at the back of our mind. We want to, but we never are doing it. But a very interesting coincidence happened. The chief wildlife warden of that region knew about Indiahikes, and then he knew about what we had done to treks in the Garhwal region. And he reached out to us and he says, why are you not opening a trek in Kumaon? And I will put you in touch with a DF of this region, and he could help you to open out more trails over there. And that's how we landed up in Kumaon, and the DFOs of that region started helping us out. And one of the treks, which he said you must try doing it, is this trek which starts from this Gogina village and goes to Namik village and go on up. What is the name of that trek? It had a name, Ranthan Top, and some other name, because it was a long trek which went beyond that place where we go now. So we said, okay, let us try it out. And then we put on an exploration team. And when this exploration team went and did this trek and they came back, they were absolutely flabbergasted. He says, where was this trek hiding all these years? Because what they saw on these treks were, one, the fantastic summit view that you get to see from the top. They said, look, in our Garhwal treks, we see summit views, and nobody talks about the summit views of this Kumaon trek. Because from this summit, we are not only seeing Nanda Devi, the east facing, we are seeing Nanda Kot, we are seeing the Panchachuli range, and absolutely right over there, and sunrise is happening on them, sunsets are happening on them. We just don't get to see, even in our Garhwal regions, all of this magic which happens on the summit in this mountain views. And he says, forget the mountain views. Let's talk about the forests of this trek. Because they came and told me only one thing. The number of birds we have seen on this trek. You talk a lot about the Devriyatal Chandrashila trek and these other treks, and you see birds. We have more birds on this trek. I said, what are you saying? He says, yes, it's true. It's a pristine forest. Nobody goes there. And it's abundant with fruit trees and, places for birds to be there. And then they said, you talk about the clearings in Kedarkanta and you are fascinated about it. We have seen clearings on this trek which will absolutely boggle your mind. Large, beautiful clearings on this trek. And they call these clearings Kharaks. And he says, are you serious about this? And then they showed me photographs. And I couldn't take my eyes off the photographs. And then we decided we need to launch this trek, but we didn't. Then we had to say, what name do we give this trek? And that's how the name came from the top, which is the Ranthan top, but we wanted to celebrate the clearings also. So we called it Ranthan Kharak. Now, what really takes courage is to name the trek appropriately. Look, everybody wants to name a trek from the viewpoint of how well it will sell. So Ranthan top and, Surya top, or, give it a name of a summit because people want to do the summit. And that's what works, or a pass. And here we said, no, we will celebrate the trek for what it truly is and call it Ranthan Kharak. And also using the local name and not a name which people would understand in English or even in Hindi. We use the language of the local region, Ranthan Kharak, celebrating the trek for what it is, and then standing behind it. And so much so that now everyone uses that name. So yeah, I'm very proud of that we have been able to do that. And that's another legacy which Indiahikes is leaving behind for generations to come.